What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Black Belt Business Podcast. I'm your host, Eliot Marshall, and it is my goal with each episode of this podcast to share the stories, strategies, tactics, tools, and resources that will help you establish or grow your martial arts school. The Black Belt Business Podcast is brought to you by Easton.Online. You can find all of our digital courses, martial arts curriculums, and resources designed to help you enhance your business at Easton.Online. So without further ado, let's jump into the episode. What up, guys? Another episode, Easton.Online podcast. I'm Eliot Marshall. My man, you used to be Sean MF Madden, right? Is that what,
back when I was fighting?
Back when you were fighting?
I'm older now, though.
Yeah. Man, I've tried to change my Instagram name. It won't let me.
Yeah?
I can't. Yeah,
You're stuck, huh?
I'm stuck.
All right.
I'm stuck. So this is Sean Madden, Program Director, Easton Training Centers. What up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
We're just going to jump right into this. We're going to talk about the big elephant in the room here with Muay Thai.
Mm-hmm.
Ranking.
Yeah.
You just don't do it, man. Like Sean, Muay Thai doesn't have ranking. Muay Thai in Thailand doesn't have ranking. Like, man, they've never done it this way.
Yeah, that's the common saying on the Muay Thai side is the only belts we have are the championship belts at the gym, right?
Okay.
So again, we've talked about it in the past episodes, different business models, right? That is true in Thailand, right?
It's true in America too.
Yeah, the fighters are the business there, right? And to get belts, you have to fight, you have to compete, and that shows your level of expertise in the sport. And that's important there, because the health of the gym largely relies on the success of the fighters. Again, in America and largely everywhere else in the world outside of Thailand, the business model is very different, right? And so because of that, we've talked about this number before, but the 99.9% of your students that are not competing, that are not stepping in the ring, how do we get them to progress? How do we get them to work through our class structures? How do we get them to stay at our academy and continue to learn over a long period of time? And the way that we do that is a ranking system.
And I personally hate that line. This is how it's always been done.
Yeah.
Look, tradition's important.
Yeah.
I love tradition. There's aspects of it that are amazing, but there's some really bad ones too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some really just outdated things. Like, if we left our devices to this is how it's always been done, we would still be on horseback when you and I need to travel to fights.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we would just like innovation is what creates growth.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think that's now more than ever, especially in Muay Thai, we can just use the sport itself. Like we're watching something like One Championship and the rise of Muay Thai in MMA gloves, right? Small gloves. And you see a lot of people push back and say, oh, that's not real Muay Thai, this, that. And yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's not authentic 5-round Muay Thai with boxing gloves on, but this is where the state of the sport is right now, right? And you can fight it and you can push back, or you can go with it and you can continue to innovate and you can say, how can we make the best of this, right? Like any good coach in the fight game they would figure out how to win regardless of the rule set that's put in front of them, right? And when we apply that to Muay Thai as a business now, yes, there are not traditional ranking systems in Muay Thai. That is a fact. That will never change. That has been the history of the sport. But I believe we can still take a lot of the tradition and the authenticity that comes with Muay Thai, because at the end of the day, Muay Thai is not ours, right? It belongs to Thailand. That's where it came from, and we should always remember that and pay homage to that. But Muay Thai in America is something different. And so being able to respect and honor certain traditions of the sport and art of Muay Thai while innovating it to fit our business in order to best serve our students, I think is really important.
And let's just back up on ranking here and start to talk about how Easton started ranking. We started it in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Right? Jiu-jitsu has always had the traditional belts, white, blue, purple, brown, black. But and we talk about this trip that Amal took to Ricardo Almeida's school in 2003 a lot on this podcast. We talk about it a lot on the media that we put out. And Ricardo started striping with new belts, like a white belt with 1 blue stripe, a white belt with 2 blue stripes, a white belt with 3 blue stripes, He started striping his white belts. And what he saw was that his retention went up, because it's like you're dangling this carrot in front of somebody, and this goes back to this traditional thinking of like, man, you shouldn't have to fucking do that, dog. Don't they want to be tough?
Yeah.
No, they don't know that they want to be tough.
Yeah.
That goes back to the, cross the country in horse and carriage, so that's how you tough it out, no, they don't know that. And we're trying to help them be tough.
Yeah.
And this ranking system really, really changed how we saw jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And it really changed how we were then able to structure, like we talked about in the last episode, how we were able to structure classes. This class is for this person, this rank, this class is for this rank, And I think we took that. It took us a long time on the Muay Thai side, right?
Yeah.
But we took that to the Muay Thai side.
Yeah, a lot of different iterations. And again, we originally started by borrowing it from the jiu-jitsu side.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think this is also a good discussion. But, man, Easton originally was a jiu-jitsu school. And so what we ended up doing was taking a lot of stuff from the jiu-jitsu side and trying to apply it to the Muay Thai side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some of it worked, some of it didn't work.
Yeah.
But it took us a good amount of time to fully understand that the jiu-jitsu program is its own. The Muay Thai program is its own. There are some things that are going to overlap, but not a ton. It's a different sport. It has to be run a different way. The class has to be run a different way. This will be a side tangent, but this I think is really important to talk about. In jiu-jitsu, when you guys line up, you bow in, you peel off, right? Because drilling in jiu-jitsu can start at a slower pace. I can have a black belt drill with a white belt or a purple belt drill with a white belt. But we talked about this on the last episode. If we line up in a Muay Thai class and we Y in and I peel the line off, I might get a 250-pound purple shirt with a 100-pound yellow shirt, right? And we talked about what kind of experience that's going to produce for both of those students.
Right.
So how do we do it in Muay Thai? We pair students largely first by size and then by ability level, right? And the only way we can do that is having a ranking system. If all of our students are wearing the ranking class, you can go find someone first who's close to your size and second who's within one shirt rank that you are. And that ensures largely that you guys are working at around the same experience level, and you're going to have a similar experience in that class. No one is overwhelmed. No one is underwhelmed.
Yeah, this benefits both the students and the instructor.
Yes.
Right? Like it makes it much easier for an instructor, but you got to think too, jiu-jitsu is traditionally taught in the gi.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So when you're thinking about how we peel off and all that stuff in jiu-jitsu, it all comes from very traditional gi style jiu-jitsu where you see the person's rank.
Yes.
Right there. Which then tells you they have this relative ability. Mm-hmm. And Muay Thai's never had any of that.
Right.
So when you're a newer student and you're like, I'm going to try to find a partner, when the instructor says, find someone your rank and ability, huh? Who?
Yeah, imagine, right? Yeah.
Like the size thing, all right, that can be done.
Right.
But you have no clue on.
What are you going to go around and ask, hey, how long have you been training? How long have you been training? How long?
Right.
Yeah, but imagine if all of your students were wearing a shirt that coincided with their rank, and that rank tells you in general how long they've been training and what level they're at. Oh, man, it makes it really easy.
Makes it so easy. And it makes it easier for the instructor.
Yes.
To be able to teach a class.
Yeah, 100%.
Even if, let's say, it's an advanced class and, if it's an advanced class and you show up and, it's all blue and green shirts.
Yeah.
There's no purple and brown and black shirts in the class. You definitely are going to structure it more towards, a blue and green style shirt.
Instantly. And let's go back to our conversation about an all levels class.
Yeah.
Right? Instantly, your instructor should be able to look at that class. Everyone's wearing their rank shirt and go, man, today's all levels class is 80% fundamental students based on who I see in the class. I'm teaching a fundamentals class today.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow, it's 80% advanced students. Well, I'm teaching an advanced class and I'm going to help the fundamental students on the side.
Yeah.
Right? But if you don't know everyone's rank and how long they've been training, it's just a free-for-all, right?
Yeah, you're
At best,
lost.
You're guessing.
At best, you're guessing. And the 10 students that you might know in class.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it gets so hard when you are trying to grow, and everyone's like, man, I only have 30 students. Well, yeah, you're going to stay this way.
Yeah, for a long, for a while.
You're just going to stay this way. So
exactly.
What were the challenges? What were some of the challenges that we had in ranking Muay Thai?
Well, I think one of the biggest challenges, and I think this is why people hesitate, like Muay Thai business owners, is that there is no blueprint for it, right? Like you guys used on the jiu-jitsu side, largely IBJJF standards, correct? Right? Yeah. That blueprint was there. And that's helpful, right?
And when we say blueprint, let's understand that.
Yeah.
At this time frame, you are this rank. You cannot get this shirt, this belt without, this minimum amount of training.
Yes.
And then rolling is easier than sparring.
Yeah.
Right. So I think these are some of the big challenges is rolling is just easier than sparring. So creating how long till this and how long till that is. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's that was a challenge early on, right? There is no reference point for a Muay Thai ranking system. We tried to borrow some stuff from the jiu-jitsu side. We had to format it to make sure that it fit the sport and art that we're teaching, which is Muay Thai. And it, in general, it's been an iterative process over the years. Like even just this year, we made a lot of changes to the ranking system, requirements for ranks. So like this is a living thing. It's not set in stone. There's benefits to that. It's ours. Well, we try to remind our students too, man, hey, at the end of the day, if you're a blue shirt at Easton, that's really important inside of our community, right? You wear that shirt in here with pride. You're going to let people know what rank you're at. But the second you walk outside of the door, right, no one knows. No one knows. And it should be that way. That's okay, right? It doesn't matter outside of Easton.
And that's different than jiu-jitsu. Way different than jiu-jitsu.
Way different. Don't go to Thailand and say, hey, guys, man, I'm an Easton Muay Thai blue shirt. And they're going to go, what are you talking about, right? That's okay. But in our academy where you're training, it's really important to have that. So again, it goes back to it is your own thing. You have to develop it. It took us a long time. We added shirts over time, right? We started with 4. Now we have 8, right? The shirts coincide with the levels. Every year we add something else. Maybe we change the requirements for certain ranks. For a long time, it was this amount of classes in this time. And then we really added like technical benchmarks for each rank that students have to demonstrate. Again, I'll say this too, because I think this is a hesitation for a lot of Muay Thai business owners. People aren't paying to test, right? We don't have a testing day like karate where I'm going to pay $150. I'm going to test and I'm going to get my next rank. That's not what's happening with our ranking system. No. We have control over when we're promoting our students. And because we have that control and it's not a testing and it's not, hey, you hit this automatically and you get promoted, largely we have the ability to dictate the quality of our program and the quality of each student at every rank. And I think that's really important.
And I was just thinking about this too, as you rank up and things like that. I mean, I trained last night. I trained yesterday. I trained last week at the seminar. When's the last time you sparred?
Last week.
You sparred?
Twice.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, but does it ever go down for you?
What do you mean?
Like getting hit in the head? Like I don't want to ever, I don't ever want to get hit in the head again personally. I can't, I'll end up in my fucking corner bathroom crying from concussions.
No, I'm okay with it.
You're okay with it?
Well, yeah. And I don't tell my students this, but I don't wear a mouthpiece or a cup when I spar. And that incentivizes my defense quite a bit. I rarely ever get hit. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So, that's a little secret tip. People, please don't aim for my areas.
Not shots. Not shots, everyone.
I haven't sparred with a mouthpiece or a cup probably since my last fight.
Really?
Yeah. And I sparred twice last week.
Okay. So you're still sparring?
I'm still sparring.
All right.
Yeah. I'm still sparring. When I'm healthy, I'll spar. And I'm healthy right now, so I'm sparring.
Do you think in a decade you'll still spar?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so. And shout out to Crew Terrence, right? He's, I think, 51 now. Terrence spars.
Does he?
Terrence is doing the jiu-jitsu tournament on Saturday. You know that?
First
time ever.
Yeah. Terrence is the man.
Man, if he can do it and he's that much older than me, then I have no reason not to.
All right, my whole point's going away then. But I was going to say, all of our black belts, like, if you step on the mat that day, you're fucking training.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, never mind.
You should train as much as you can.
You should train as much as you can.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what in your mind, what does it look like? What is yellow shirt, orange shirt? What do those things look like?
Yeah, the way I kind of chop these up, the way we kind of chop them up, they coincide with our class structure and our levels of classes, which I think is really important, right? So if we have 8 ranks, I look at white and yellow as our fundamental ones, right? White is the first rank that you get in kickboxing. And
now, is it like jiu-jitsu? Do you come in and get your white shirt?
If you take a certain amount of classes, you're getting your white shirt.
Okay, but not on day one.
Not on day one. Not on day one.
Yeah, not on day one. Okay, sounds good. But because in jiu-jitsu, you get your day one, you have a white belt.
Yeah.
So
you're getting it 8 classes.
8 classes in. Okay, so the white shirt is like jiu-jitsu for us, white stripe, first stripe.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and actually, I think this is an important part of this topic too. Is that, man, at the end of the day, you can choose as a business owner, you can choose whatever you want for your ranking system. Maybe it's the project on the arm, the armband.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a patch. Maybe it's a shirt. Shirts are expensive. Right?
Right.
To buy a lot of shirts to hold that inventory, this is expensive. So now imagine if we gave a white shirt out to every single person that came into Easton to take class, and then after their second class, they dip out, we're giving
away a lot of money.
That's expensive.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
That's expensive, right?
Let's keep some of that money in the bank.
Yeah, let's make them get to 8 classes, which I still think is a very low number.
Yeah.
But, okay, you've done 8 classes. There's a higher chance of you staying in the program now. Especially now that we've given you a shirt. And,
how good do you need to be?
Not good, right? You have to know a little bit.
Right.
We want you to know basic stance, basic rhythm, can you move forward, back, left, right? Do you know the basic punches and how to hold your hands? Okay, can I do this? You're getting a white shirt. But even if you can do 75% of that, you're still getting your white shirt.
Look, let's be clear. The reason I ask this question is always to go back to this. My I can't just be giving out rank dog. Yeah, you can.
For this one, you can. And we're talking about the bottom.
Right.
Yeah. We're not talking about a black belt.
No.
Right? We're not talking. And that's what people equate, that every rank has the same requirement.
Right.
If they don't hit this, I'm not giving it to them.
Right.
Well, you forget that the first rank partially is to recognize improvement, but man, it's to keep these guys in the program and give them a reward for taking 8 classes and trying something new. When they get this shirt, they're like, man, okay, I'm part of something now too, right? I get to wear an Easton shirt to training. I'm part of this community now. So there's these other benefits other than just saying, yeah, this guy can hold his stance. He can do the basic punches. It's not only for rewarding them for technique.
Call it soft. Call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
What we know is it keeps people in the program longer. And if you keep people in the program longer, they get less soft.
Yeah.
They get tougher.
Yeah.
They build more grit. They get better at Muay Thai. They live better lives. They're better they're better spouses. They're better parents. They're better friends. They're better employees. They're better bosses.
That's
so,
it.
Say whatever you want. Yeah, for sure. Call it soft in the beginning.
Yeah.
100%.
That's fine,
whatever
man,
you want.
because
that's
look,
fine.
Later on, too, there's ranks where people are going to have to go a minimum of 3 years, 3.5 years, 4 years between ranks before they ever get evaluated.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time.
That's coming.
That's coming. Yes, but it's not to start, right?
Not to start.
And I think this is definitely a big piece of it is instructors are worried about, oh, man, I'm going to give this person a rank. I don't think they deserve it yet. I'm going the way of a McDojo. You're completely wrong about that.
And the first time your child stands up, like gets up off the ground, off their knees, you fucking celebrate that like it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's nothing. They fall back down. They didn't successfully do anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that is such a big thing.
It's a milestone.
It's a milestone. You remember, as a parent, you remember it for years.
Yep.
Years, let alone take a shit in a toilet.
Yep.
Like, which we all can do now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but man, it's such a big milestone for the progress of a human, and we celebrate it. You got to think of it more in these like childhood things, the beginning of someone's journey. Celebrate a lot in the beginning. Celebrate a lot. And then as they can handle more difficulty, now we start to back off all that shit.
Yeah, man. These are people that still ultimately that maybe aren't quite bought in all the way yet,
no.
Right? They're still trying to figure this out. So by giving them a rank early on, it allows them to be part of the community, feel like they're part of the community, and then recognize their effort.
Yes.
You know?
What are you looking at, yellow shirt?
Yellow shirt is once we graduate the kickboxing program, now we're eligible for Muay Thai fundamentals. So that's a big step, right?
Yep. So you're going to get that yellow shirt at about that 3-month mark.
Yeah, and that's going to tell them that they're ready for Muay Thai fundamentals.
Okay.
Right? So white and yellow are, to me, the fundamental levels, the fundamental ranks.
Mm-hmm.
Orange and green are the intermediate ranks. So when we get to orange shirt, you're eligible for Muay Thai intermediate. You're eligible to start sparring. Another significant rank, right? All three of these we've talked about. These are the first 3 ranks, but all of them have significant milestones attached to them. That's really important.
And what happens at green?
Green is kind of the second level of intermediate to me. So, all right, we've had 3 big milestones. We start to slow things down just a little bit. Intermediate's an important stage. There's 2 shirts that go there, but you have to think about it. What's coming next? Blue is advanced, right? So green is still an important step. You're not eligible for the advanced class yet.
And how much total time till you get that blue?
Man, a year and a half.
Year and a half.
You know?
Year and a half. Just like
somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there.
Again,
okay.
Guidelines.
It's very
right?
similar. Very similar. Okay.
Guidelines. And we have it all the time where students come up and say, hey, man, I just did 80 classes. I'm eligible to get promoted, right? And that's cool. I appreciate that because that tells me ultimately that they care about it. They're excited to get promoted.
Let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah.
God, because, man, so many times instructors get so pissed about this.
Yeah.
You know? And, man, just shift the perspective a little bit. Like, man, how cool is it that this dude or this lady is, like, so into what it is that you're doing that they're coming up to you and talking to you about, like, yo, I'm ready to be promoted. And then you get to have a conversation back. And then, sure, you can definitely tell them how to ask that question a little better. You know? Especially it's their first time. They're so excited to be in your advanced class where the man Sean Madden is teaching, you know, and he wants to and you're gonna fucking shit on him or her for not, like, you know, talking to you correctly.
You should never complain. In my opinion, you should never complain about that scenario that happens, because the way that we should be looking at that is, man, these people really care about getting promoted.
Yes,
it means a lot to them. They may not know how to have that conversation the right way. That's okay. But ultimately, the meaning of this is that they care a lot about getting promoted and they're excited for that next rank.
And now, look, you have to tell them how to have that conversation better.
Yeah, there's a right way and a wrong way, for sure.
So if they keep doing it down the road, then you can be like, yeah, dude, what the fuck? We've talked about this already.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, the first time they mess up this conversation, different. No, right? You should be stoked.
Exactly.
You should be stoked. We said that blue gets us to advanced class.
Yep.
What is, like, you know, but there's a shirt in between for us. There's this, you know, we talked about orange, you can spar.
Yep.
Right? What's green?
Yes. For our system in particular, if you get your green shirt, you're not eligible for the next level of class yet, but you are eligible to start doing our in-house scrimmages, which is really important. So, you know, you look at that as orange, you can start sparring and you can start to apply your techniques, but green, man, we can really put this into a whole nother setting, which is the scrimmage, you know? Competition, right? You're training for this for 6 to 8 weeks, and then you're going out and you're testing this, right? And, you know, we can have a whole separate podcast on what a scrimmage is versus a smoker versus a fight, but we're allowing our students to test their skills in a safe environment, still get pushed, you know, still going against someone that they don't normally train with for 3 rounds. And man, at Easton, I think we really value competition. It's really important for both of our programs. We've talked about it at length. We'll talk about it on every podcast related to Muay Thai. But for our students to have the ability to go compete and test their skills and see where they're strong, see where they need to improve, that's a big opportunity, getting your green shirt, to be able to go do that in a year or sometimes even less in your training journey.
So we talked about blue. Next is purple, right?
Yep.
What's the distance from blue to purple?
3 years minimum.
3 years
minimum.
So here's where we start, like, pump these brakes,
big time.
Pump these
big
brakes.
Time. And
so you're taking a student, you're taking a child, you know, who's in this early stage development, and they get all this success, kind of, like I said, kind of like a child. They walk, they talk, they crawl, you know, they run, they play, they go to the bathroom, you know, like when you're talking about child development, they go to school, all of this shit happens.
Yeah.
You know, all of this shit happens. And then all of a sudden, right, after you've had all of this success, which is necessary to show you that, oh, I can be a human in the world, right? And we don't look at it this way. Now we start slowing down. Man, you know, 8 years old, things really set, you know, you can do everything, you know, as a child.
Yeah.
You eat on your own, you do all the, you know, you know, same thing here as a student. Same thing here in the student perspective.
Yeah.
you get this blue shirt and whoa.
I think the cool thing about this too is that up to blue, you're learning technique still.
Yeah,
you're learning a variety of punches. You're learning a variety of elbows. You're learning nuances in the clinch, right? Okay, at blue shirt, most of the Muay Thai techniques already, right? There's not a million techniques in Muay Thai. There's 7 main punches, 6 main elbows, 6 main knees. You've learned the techniques. You're sparring with them now. You're starting to understand your style inside of Muay Thai. Am I a puncher? Am I a clincher? Am I a kicker? Am I a counter fighter? And then inside of that, man, from blue to purple, it's like, man, I'm starting to really understand the sport on a conceptual level too, right? So we've moved past the technical understanding, and you're always going to work on that. Your jab can always be better. Your teep can always be better. That's going to be a work in progress no matter what. But now we have the tools in the toolbox. We're learning how to use them in a live setting, and then we're starting to learn Muay Thai on a conceptual level. And I think when you have all of those tools and you have this mindset by blue shirt, I'm always surprised at the amount of progression people make from blue to purple in 3 years. Their game gets so much better. Their understanding of the sport gets so much better. They know how to learn better at that level. And 3 years feels like a long time. But when they get to it and they're eligible for promotion, it feels like a blink of an eye for them, like it's, and a lot of the times, what do we hear people say? Oh man, I'm not ready for that rank yet. Right. Because they've changed their mindset on thinking and progression in the sport. Right. They understand really how long the journey is, or they're starting to understand it. Right. And they go, man, I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
I'm not sure. Right.
Yeah.
What happens at brown? What does it take to get brown?
Again, another 3 years, purple to brown, another 3 years, which, more time in the sport, more conceptual understanding. For us, what we really like to see on the Muay Thai side is someone starting to give back. Maybe that's teaching. Maybe that's learning how to officiate, being a judge and official. Maybe that's learning how to work with some of the fighters and be a pad holder or a trainer. They're giving back to the community a little bit too.
And obviously still working on their skills.
You have to. I think, again, competition is not a prerequisite to be promoted in our system. Okay. People can fight. We have a lot of really good fighters. I have a lot of really good fighters who have 15 fights, 20 fights that are blue shirts. They're not purple yet.
Right.
And they're not getting promoted. If I was promoting based on the time in the ring, then they would be up there already, right? But that's
almost as many fights as I have.
Yeah, and they're blue shirts, right? Competition is not a prerequisite for getting promoted. But that being said, training is, right? You can't reach black shirt level in our program by hitting pads. That is disingenuous. That's a lie. You have to train. You have to spar. You have to test your skills. You have to continue to grow. Do you have to spar hard? No, you don't have to spar hard. But you have to spar, right? It's just like in jiu-jitsu, you have to roll live.
Train.
Yeah. Otherwise what? Like
what are we doing?
It's theory, right? And what is theory? We're moving towards that McDojo side of things again, right? Yeah. So being at those higher ranks, to me, now more than ever is training and continuing to refine your own game and your own style in Muay Thai. But there's also those other things of giving back to the community as well too.
And how about black?
Yeah, man, black it's crazy. Really, it's been 10 years in the program that we really started to put time onto it, and we still don't have a ton of black shirts. And I think it's just longevity in the sport. It's longevity at Easton. It's being a good person. To me, it's having a very thorough understanding of the sport and the art of Muay Thai. I think those are two big things. Jiu-jitsu has this to a degree with lineage, but there is a really big component to Muay Thai that includes the tradition, the customs, the culture. It comes from a certain country in the world.
What do you say to these traditionalists?
In what way?
You're going against tradition.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. They can think what they want, right? If you're like an elitist and, we're not going to do that. In Thailand, they never do it. That's cool, man. That's fine. If that's a person in the U.S. that has a gym, I could probably pretty confidently say that person has 50 members, maybe less. And it's been like that for a long time. So, that person's still working a full-time job, maybe 2 jobs, and then they're trying to run a gym at the same time. So, yeah, I mean, you can hold on to that mindset. That's totally fine. You're free to think how you want. But, man, you're better off moving to Thailand and running a gym over there as opposed to running one in the U.S.
All right, as we wrap this episode up, Sean, I don't have a Muay Thai school. First of all, I've asked a lot of these questions. First of all, I've asked a lot of these questions, like, you know, what are our ranks and yada yada. Just to be clear, I know what our ranks are. Okay, like, I won't say I was part of like creating them. That was all Sean, but I definitely know the ranks and what they're, you know, like the time frames. I'm asking a lot of these questions as though I'm a gym owner, you know, wanting information. And this last one is definitely in this realm of I'm a gym owner. Man, where do I start? I don't have rankings. This sounds amazing, right? This sounds like it will really, really, really help my school. But fuck, man, I don't even know where to start this process. How would I start?
Yeah, I mean, you have to, this goes back to what we talked about earlier, is taking some time, sitting down, working on this outside of the academy, thinking about where you want your program to go in the next couple of years, how you want it to grow, the class levels that you want to get to.
Who do I rank first? Like, do I rank white belts, white shirts first? Like, where do I start, like, giving people rank? How would you start, you know, Dan Mulroney asked you this question, you know, all right, maybe he asked you, Phipps. I don't know. Like, I'm going to rank everyone. Do you just hold a day? Do you just randomly do it? What do you think? What do you think the best advice
you can.
is?
You know, I think that's a great option is, you know, we kind of have, you know, the inaugural, you know, ranking day. Yeah. Where we're established. If you're going to start a ranking system, it has to come to a point where moving forward, everyone is going to have a rank, right? Thursday, they don't. Friday, everyone is ranked at my school, right? Yeah. And Friday, we're going to have a ceremony, right? Everyone, day one moving forward is going to be this rank. These instructors that have been with me for this long are going to start at this rank, and this is why they're going to start at this rank. And they're going to be kind of the flagship people at this rank to start off, right? This is the criteria to be at this rank. You look at my instructor over here, who I'm giving a purple shirt to right off the bat. You look at his credentials. You look at his teaching level. You look at his time in the sport. This is what it means to be a purple shirt in my system, right? This is going to be what you guys are shooting for to get to that. And guess what? Over time, that's going to change too. The requirements are actually going to get higher. But starting off, since we're new, this is what a purple shirt looks like, you know? So there's going to be a day where if you're starting and you don't have a ranking system in place, you're going to have to give ranks to people that are in the program already, but you just have to have it written down already. This is what each rank is. This is what it represents. These are the guidelines for these ranks, and this is why this person's wearing that rank.
Oh, yeah. Well, shit, man. Thanks for doing these episodes.
It's been fun. Thank you, guys.
I learned a ton. It's great to sit down and hear how you think about all of this. You know, it's fucking cool. You've obviously put a ton of time into it. People have questions. Again, this is the first time they're hearing you. Where can they reach out?
Yeah, reach out on Instagram at Sean Madden _ striking. I'm an open book. You guys can hit me up all the time. I talk to Muay Thai gym owners on a regular basis with these questions, so feel free to hit me up.
I'm at Fire Marshal 205. That's Mikey Mike Phipps behind the camera. We are at Easton_online. Go to our website. Check it out, Easton.Online. We are about to launch our new Accelerator Plus program. Sean and I will be running it. So we're super excited to that, especially if you're a Muay Thai gym owner. There's probably not a better running of a very successful, and look, when I say very successful, everyone can have like a single program that's successful. Sean's got 8 programs. Sean's got 8 schools and 8, you know, like Easton has 8 schools, and Sean's the director of all 8 of these schools that he has to run and coordinate and all this. So I don't think there's a better one in the country. So you're going to have an amazing mind here of, you know, structure and organization, in particular for Muay Thai. So click the site, click the link in the show notes and in our bio, go to our website, Easton.Online, fill out the form if you're interested. That's a wrap, guys. Appreciate you all.